Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A Northside apartment goes up in flames, forcing a man to jump from the second floor to escape. What sparked the fire and what San Antonio firefighters are now saying about the rescue.
A crushing blow for a local nonprofit targeted by thieves overnight. Why the organization's president is calling it a destructive burglary and how it could impact the community.
We've got new questions in the Iran-Israel conflict. Why a U.S. strike may have done less damage than expected. What a preliminary report reveals about Iran's uranium stockpile.
All right, we're off and running on a Wednesday. Happy hump day and welcome into GMSA.
Some spots of us saw a lot of rain a little bit yesterday, but some people didn't. Justin, you apparently did, though.
I hit the rainfall lottery.
Nice.
I was very excited yesterday. I had to go outside and capture it on camera. I was not trying to rub it in anyone's face because I know not everyone got rainfall. But you know what? You'll have another chance today. It's going to be a similar setup. We're going to get some good moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. And as we look at authority radar this morning, we're already seeing some of those showers starting to develop there along the Texas coast. And like yesterday, the time frame is going to be very similar. We'll see these start to work inland by midday, and then by the afternoon, some of these will approach San Antonio. And hopefully you get some rain where you are. You'll hopefully get a downpour this afternoon. Here's a look at the futurecast. And yes, by noontime, it shows some of those showers around Victoria, maybe Cuero, Carson City. And then by the afternoon, they're spreading a little bit closer to San Antonio, with our highest rain chances being east and southeast of I-35. And then as we get into tomorrow, rain chances start to decrease. So again, hopefully some more of us will get some rain today. Just a 10% chance of rain this morning, awful humid. Noontime 87. And then by the afternoon, we're up to 92. There's your 30% chance of rain. We've got another 30% chance of rain coming up in the forecast this weekend. And then things are forecast to get pretty hot as we get into next week. We're going to take a look at it's early, but forecast for July 4th. That's coming up here in just a couple minutes. But for now, let's get over to RJ with a look at your morning traffic. How are things looking out there?
All right, Justin, take a look at your traffic authority on this Wednesday morning. Trying to fix my tie there a little bit. Good morning to all of our folks there. 281 Encino Rio traffic is looking pretty good, but it has actually been pretty busy to start your Wednesday morning commute. We do have reports of a crash right here. This is going to be on the west side of town, 410 north over here at Ingram Road. This is going to be a little bit past Culebra Road, so keep that one in mind. We got some flashing lights there off to the screen. Looks like we have an SAPD unit on the scene right now, not causing any major delays at the moment, but again, something that our west side drivers will need to kind of keep an eye out for. 10 at 1604, still dealing with a lot of construction along 1604, mostly all of our traffic going westbound 1604 at Northwest Military Highway. We'll go ahead and move on from that one and take you over to 281 at Sonterra. We had some flashing lights here earlier and also those construction barrels off to the side. And that entrance there to 281 had been closed for the better part of this morning, but it looks like they are starting to reopen the northbound entrance ramp right there at 281 at Sonterra Boulevard. Let's take you to the northeast side of town, 35 at Topperwine. A major backup at the moment. This is going to be all of our northbound traffic going past Topperwine, headed towards Live Oak and Universal City. And you do see a little bit of delays for our drivers coming south right now from Selma as well. Let's take you out here to the near northwest side because it looks like we are starting to clear out some construction right here for our drivers over by 10 eastbound traffic right there at Hildebrand Avenue. So again, a lot of construction taking place. Be careful if you're about to step out onto the roads. We're going to check in with Alex during the next part of our 5 o'clock hour. He's getting plugged in and ready to go and going to give us a report here in just a little bit in Drive Cam. Guys, back to you.
Very good, RJ. Thank you, sir. Well, this morning, some local families are displaced, and a man is in a hospital after jumping off the second floor of an apartment complex on fire.
So it started around 9:30 last night on the north side of the Barrington Street. San Antonio Fire Department says that it only affected 2 units on the first and second floor.
Now, the person who jumped from the second floor has injuries from that fall, and 2 others were treated for smoke inhalation. Right now, it's unclear what exactly started that fire.
This morning, President Donald Trump is sitting down with world leaders at the NATO summit just as new questions emerge about the U.S. strikes on Iran nuclear sites.
The president insists that Iran's nuclear facilities are, quote, under rock and demolished, but a leaked Pentagon report tells a different story. Defense officials say the damage was limited, setting Iran's nuclear program back just a few months. That's because Iran reportedly moved much of its uranium stockpile before the strikes. And now 900 pounds of near weapons grade uranium is unaccounted for.
But again, in a live interview, Trump went off on news outlets like CNN for running with that claim, saying that they were disrespecting the military and should apologize for lying. Israel even coming out saying that the damage was extensive enough to delay the nuclear program by at least 2 years. But we got top military brass still consider Iran a serious threat as the White House faces criticism from lawmakers who say that they were kept in the dark about the strikes, even though those strikes resulted in a ceasefire, ending a 12-day war between Iran and Israel.
Despite a tumultuous few weeks in the Middle East, oil prices are actually lower after the crisis than before missiles started flying. The world average for a barrel of crude oil right now stands at $68, roughly 4% lower than previous days. Stock markets also saw healthy openings this week after news of that ceasefire.
So damage so bad this morning, it's hard to tell that this is a San Antonio nonprofit. Arboretum SA is set to open as one of the newest things to do in town, but now it's facing a major setback. This right here is the aftermath of a break-in and burglary at the Arboretum San Antonio. Damage shows the suspects were likely looking for copper wire, but when they couldn't find that, they stole chairs and tables.
They just destroyed everything and ruined all our power grid, and you know, they probably really didn't get that much when it's all said and done. They just destroyed the place.
So this destruction is the reason the Arboretum is offering a reward to any information that leads to an arrest.
A Texas teenager accused of fatally stabbing another teen at a track meet earlier this spring has been indicted for murder. The Collin County District Attorney announced the indictment on Tuesday. Carmelo Anthony was 17 years old when he allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf during an altercation at a high school track meet back in April. He had told police that he had acted in self-defense. The Texas criminal justice system considers 17-year-olds to be adults. In a video statement, Anthony's attorney says that he looked forward to his day in court. If convicted, he could face up to life in prison. Anthony has been on house arrest since being released on a reduced bond.
Back here at home, plans for a new Spurs arena and the wider sports and entertainment district in the Hemisphere area have the city of San Antonio beginning a series of community engagement workshops. One of the first workshops was in Council District 2 on the east side, where the Spurs' current home, the Frost Bank Center, sits. Early discussions were especially negative regarding the project and community engagement process. Even a calmer feedback session in the evening had apprehension.
56 years, I've seen the Elder Room, I've seen the AT&T Center, and now we want to move again. It has to be something that's done for this East Side community before we, have another broken promise to this community.
So despite that negativity, city officials say that they do need that community feedback, whether it's good or bad.
We're not here just to check a box. We're here to get that input, present it in a report to council, and let them make the decision if they feel like the input was adequate enough for them to make the decision to move forward.
City holding workshops in all 10 council districts. Each will be over 2 days. We got that full list and information on how to participate at our website at KSAT.com.
All right, well, everyone loves saving money, right? Whether it's at the store or on your insurance. That's the focus of our next episode of our streaming show, The Conversation. Our Stefania Jimenez looks into home insurance rates. Many of you are paying higher premiums. The State Department of Insurance says they increased by double digits in 2023 and 2024. So why is this happening?
We've been paying more on our property taxes. They've steadily been increasing. Well, that also has an impact on your insurance.
So during the episode, Stefania tells you how to get a lower home insurance rate. If you missed the episode at 5:30, don't worry, you can scan the QR code or go to KSAT.com to find out more and watch the full episode at KSAT on our website, KSAT.com.
Right outside with live cam. We've got temperatures in the mid-70s right now. It is 5:09. Coming up, we're going to look at the numbers when it comes to triple-digit days. We're doing pretty good this year, but could we see some in the forecast? We'll show you coming up.
America's birthday is coming up, and if you're planning on heading to Woodline Lake for the 4th of July, up next, we show you how to stay prepared.
And it is draft day in the NBA, a huge day for a number of stars. What to expect ahead of the pick, especially for the Spurs, coming up.
Coming up on 5:13 on GMSA, well, tonight is the NBA draft, y'all, right here on KSAT 12. The next generation of NBA stars taking center stage in NYC. We got 60 of the world's top prospects awaiting a life-changing moment, including some for our San Antonio Spurs. From college standouts to international sensations, these young players are just hours away from getting their NBA dreams. Our very own Larry Ramirez is in NYC with the very latest.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It is the big day. The 2025 NBA draft starts later tonight. You can watch it live right here on KSAT 12. The Spurs have the 2nd overall pick and the 14th overall pick in the first round. There's speculation that the Spurs may use the 14th pick to make a trade, move around, so we'll see what happens there. Now, we obviously don't know what they're going to do at number 2, but all fingers point to them drafting former Rutgers guard Dylan Harper. Young man comes from a great NBA pedigree. His dad is Ron Harper, a 5-time NBA champion, and his brother Ron Harper Jr. plays for the Detroit Pistons. He is a awesome young man. We had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he told us, Dylan did, that he absolutely loves the Spurs coaching staff and that he enjoyed his time down in San Antonio when he went there to work out with the Silver and Black. All right, we'll have much more draft coverage for you coming up on the Night Beat. Let's send it back to you.
Okay, I'd be shocked if the Spurs do not take Dylan Harper, but we will wait for that. Well, Spurs fans, check this out. This season, you will see a brand new sponsor patch on the silver and black jersey. The Spurs are going global, y'all, and partnering with Ledger to be their brand new jersey sponsor. The team unveiled the new partnership at the Frostbank Center. So what is Ledger? Simply, they are a Paris-based company that specializes in digital and cryptocurrency security. The Spurs and Ledger's ramped up discussions to team up during the Paris games last season, and having French phenom Victor Wembanyama definitely helps get the deal done. Current Spurs players Harrison Barnes and Keldon Johnson showed off this brand new jersey.
Financial strength is a priority for us. That helps us ensure that we have championship winning teams on and off the court. And so, yes, it's important. However, what's more important is to partner with someone that has values alignment and is transformative in nature.
We have a long history with French basketball, and you saw the excitement around the Spurs when we played there in January in Paris. So the global games, I think, were evidence of the excitement Victor has and the Spurs have.
All right, well, this is the first time that Ledger, I don't know if we're saying that right, Ledger, say it in French there, has partnered with a pro sports organization, the first international jersey sponsor for the silver and black. The Spurs will debut these Ledger branded jerseys at the NBA draft tonight and Summer League when that starts on July the 5th, right around the corner, you guys.
See that excitement in you, RJ. Okay, so years going by super fast. We are just days away from the 4th of July, and the city is gearing up for that big Independence Day celebration.
Yep, so here's our Ivan Herrera with everything you need to know if you're planning to go to Woodlawn Lake Park.
Carnival rides, live music, wrestling, an onion eating contest, and fireworks. It's all happening at the HEB 4th of July celebration at Woodlawn Park, hosted by the San Antonio Parks Foundation. The full day of activities starts at 8 a.m. and runs through 9:30 p.m. The celebration kicks off with fitness sessions, then you can cool down watching wrestling demonstrations midday into the afternoon, a welcome salute at 7 p.m., and a big fireworks show starting at 9 p.m., which will also include a drone show. Now, if you're heading out to the HEB 4th of July celebration at Woodlawn Park, here's what you need to know. No overnight camping is allowed at the park. No alcohol is allowed. Follow detours and other road signs, and of course, keep the neighborhood clean by picking up your trash. Don't forget to bring your lawn chairs, sunscreen, umbrellas, hats, and of course, stay hydrated. There's lots more going on during the celebration. Head to KSAT.com for a full list. Ivan Herrera, KSAT 12 News.
Did you say onion eating contest?
Yes,
I did.
Absolutely. Are you in?
Would they pay? Well, I don't think they could pay me to eat.
Ooh, you gotta really love an onion to do that, like eat it like an apple. Oof.
Yeah, it's apparently like a sweet onion. Okay, here you go. Contest is free. You could sign up. Yeah, okay. Texas sweet onion eating. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. 410 North, but make sure you go out there. That's a big celebration there for the city of San Antonio. All right. We do have a crash right here, 410 northbound at Culebra Road. It looks like they are at least shutting down one of the main lanes off to the right-hand side. You see a lot of flashing lights there off to the distance. So this is going to be for all of our drivers on the west side. Again, a little bit past Culebra, heading towards Ingram Road over here for all of our folks over by Holmes High School and, of course, Ingram Park Mall. So we'll continue to monitor the situation there. At least one main lane closed at the moment. Let's kind of cycle through a couple of these other construction problem areas. 1604 and 10 looks like we are starting to clear things out there for our drivers on the far northwest side of town. 281 at Santera Boulevard, same situation there. They have picked up some overnight construction for our folks on the north side of town. And 35 Chopper One Road, still seeing some major backups right here for our drivers, mostly going north right now, past Topper Wine, past Judson Road, headed towards 1604 and 35. So again, just a lot of different little things taking place right now in terms of our construction across the city of San Antonio. 10 East at Hildebrand, we are good to go. Okay, so we're going to check in with Alex again later on during our 5 o'clock hour, but let's go to an onion eating expert over there, Justin Horn. Just playing, I don't know.
No way. I'm out on the onions. I'm out on the onions. No. Hey, RJ, real quick. Is there an NBA team that's closer to the country of France in regards of players than the Spurs are? I mean, we've had more French players, I feel like, than...
Yeah, they talked about that yesterday. Obviously,
Yeah.
Tony Parker, Boris Diaw, Nando De Colo, and now, of course, Wemby.
There you go. I love the partnership. I think it's going to be awesome. Hey, yesterday was pretty awesome, some of these downpours. This was... HEB out in Bernie. Look at the rainbow. There were some beautiful shots yesterday as some of those storms came through San Antonio. Dropped some rain in spots. Now look, it was spotty. The northwest side was kind of the big winner yesterday. Some of the radar estimates were up to an inch of rain. There was some lightning and thunder mixed in there too. And I know much of San Antonio really only saw a sprinkle or two. It was just this north and northwest side that got in on it. But I think today, hopefully we'll spread the wealth a little bit more and we'll have another chance to see some of these downpours coming in. Now this morning, there are showers along the coast, and that's where they'll be for the time being. It will take until the afternoon for some of that activity to spread further inland. But that said, we did have one little shower. We're just west of New Braunfels this morning, but that's all that we're seeing on radar for the moment. So roads are dry. Your morning commute should be just fine. Let me show you the futurecast. This is one of our computer models, and it does show that by noontime, we're starting to see some of these spotty showers develop and then work inland by 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and some of those could work towards San Antonio. Same setup. It'll be hit or miss downpours through about 7 o'clock, and then most of that will go away with the loss of daytime heating. 76 at 8 a.m. Noontime, 87. 92 your high temperature, 30% chance of rain during the afternoon hours. Hey, real quick, 100-degree days. We've had 3 so far this year. Not bad considering last year at this time we had 7. In 2023 at this point we had 7. And in 2022 at this point we had 20. So we're doing a little bit better. The rain is up. Hey, let me give you a way too early 4th of July forecast. It's early to give you any specifics, but I did want to let you know that high pressure is going to try to build in. So I think that means temperatures will be pretty hot. At this point, we're thinking maybe around 100, partly cloudy skies. We'll keep you posted. That's kind of the early thought right now, just looking at the long-range models. All right, extended forecast, 20% chance of rain tomorrow. I think Friday's probably dry. We'll get another slug of moisture from the Gulf on Saturday, which may enhance our rain chances slightly. But next week is trending drier and hotter. Okay, you guys were talking about onions, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that brings me to my Just Ask Justin question. What is the state vegetable of Texas? This is common knowledge, Jeff.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. Is it heirloom tomatoes? Is it the chili pepper? Is it the sweet onion? Or is it spinach? Go to KSAT.com/poll, scan the QR code. Let us know what you think. No pun intended. Let us know.
I see what you did there.
Lord bless it. Okay, thank you, Justin. 5:22 right now, 77 degrees outside.
One of these days, I'm going to feel confident about one of these questions.
You got it.
In the meantime, if you live far from the city, Amazon Prime is now offering same-day delivery for those who live in rural areas. That and your latest tech headlines ahead on GMSA.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon is expanding its Prime services. The company is bringing same-day and next-day delivery service to to more rural locations. Crime is adding more than 4,000 small cities and communities around the U.S. by the end of the year. Next, a major copyright ruling. A judge declaring that artificial intelligence developers can train models using published books without the author's consent. The decision sets a precedent that training AI systems on copyrighted works constitutes what's known as fair use. And Google Earth has reached a milestone. The company is marking the program's 20th anniversary by adding historical Street View images. The feature will allow users to see how locations have evolved over time. You know, Google Earth also showed me mountains aren't just funny, they're hilarious. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
All right. It is hilarious.
Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5:26 right now. 77 degrees outside.
All right, back to the headlines here in a few minutes, including this. The attorney for the man accused of killing actor Jonathan Joss is publicly speaking out for the first time. Why he says the neighborhood saw the actor as a threat.
And then ahead on GMSA at 6, we got local middle schoolers become mental health champions. Our very own Patty Santos shows us how their new skills are reshaping both school and home life. Welcome back. We're coming up on 5:30 right now, again on our hump day. Hump day has been not too crazy, you know, but weather-wise, look, he's interacting.
Thanks for visually showing us that.
Weather-wise, though, again, you mentioned yesterday you got a lot of rain. I didn't get a drop.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes with these kind of setups. It's going to be hit or miss, and you're going to have to, as I've been saying, win the rainfall lottery. And we'll have that chance. So you'll have a chance to play again today as we get into the afternoon.
I got like the $1 scratch off win yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you got a couple drops?
A couple, yeah. Sounds like you got like the $100 win.
It came down heavy for about 20 minutes. It was wonderful. Yeah, I can turn my sprinklers off this week again. And I hope that'll be the case for a lot of other folks later today. The nighttime satellite here, we can see some of the clouds starting to surge in from the east. So we know we've got some good moisture here, and there are a few showers right along the coast that will kind of work their way towards San Antonio a little bit later this afternoon. Here's how I think it plays out today. 87 noontime, 90 at 2 o'clock, 92 is our high. Please do note that heat index values, like they have been last couple days, will be up around 97, 98. So it feels plenty hot out there, but that energy should be enough to generate some showers and storms, depending on where those outflow boundaries set up and how they move through. It's just, it's very random, but I do think that most of San Antonio will have that 30% chance. Falls off a little bit tomorrow. Friday, I think, is probably a dry day, but as we get into Saturday, another area of moisture moves in, and that should bring our rain chances back up before they fall yet again going into next week. And the month of July, can you believe it's almost upon us, RJ?
I cannot believe that, Justin. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not sure if I got rain yesterday. I did not go outside. I slept pretty hard yesterday during the day, so I'm not too sure. All right, 410 at Calabria Road. I'm going to have to ask the wife about that. Let's see the situation right here. So again, our northbound traffic right here. This is going to be past Calabria Road. We have a couple of emergency vehicles off to the side. Looks like some SAPD units, but a couple of the main lanes too are being affected at the moment. A little bit of a backup there for our drivers on 410 going northbound again at Calabria Road. This is going to be on the west side of town. Here's another angle of this crash again. This is going to be past Calabria right before we get to Ingram, right before Holmes High School. So for all of our folks familiar with this part of town, we know that it gets usually pretty busy around there, but usually later on in the morning. It's not this busy this early, so we'll continue to monitor that situation there on the west side of town for our drivers out there. Northeast side, this is going to be our other biggest delay that we're seeing at the moment. Again, northbound traffic headed towards Topper Wine, past Judson Road, headed towards 1604 and 35. Over by Live Oak and Universal City, seeing some major backups. You see just a sea of brake lights right there. A lot of construction taking place there. So let's give you a quick look at our inbound drive times right now. Everything across the city is looking pretty good. We do have a little bit of delays there for our drivers coming in from New Braunfels at over there in the far northeast side of town. 24 minutes coming in from our folks out there in Bernie in Kendall County. 19 minutes coming in from 281 in Bulverde. Let's check in with Alex Gomez. He is back on the roads for us in Drive Cam and see what things are looking like on the streets. Alex.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. And just for the record, I live on the northeast side. I didn't get any rain either. But right now, I'm over here just downtown. I'm barely leaving the station, so I'm gonna get on the highways near I-10 and I-35, and I'll let you know where I'm going. But I think I'm going to the west side, and I'll let you know what I'm seeing, and I'll give you a full report the next time we talk, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update. We'll check back in with Alex here in just a little bit.
This has nothing to do with anything about sexual orientation or hate crime. This has to do with a very long time of torment in that neighborhood. He has the support of his neighbors. He has support of other people that know the real truth about the circumstances.
So he's saying it was self-defense. The man you just heard from was Nico LaHood, the attorney representing this man, Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez, who was accused of killing local actor Jonathan Joss earlier this month. So Alvarez is now charged with murder after Joss was shot and killed on his Southside property back on June 1st. Now, many are wondering if this act would possibly have been considered a hate crime. Joss's husband went on social media to say that a man approached them yelling homophobic slurs. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus previously said the district attorney's office would determine if the hate crime designation would be used. But LaHood says, in his opinion, this is not a case of a hate crime. So LaHood believes that Alvarez acted in self-defense and says there's no evidence to support that stance. KSAT 12 found an ongoing feud had been occurring between the neighbors and that officers had been called to the property more than 60 times in less than 2 years. So Alvarez has yet to be indicted, but has a court hearing scheduled next month. If found guilty by a jury, he's facing up to life in prison.
This morning, we have new details on those deadly floodings that happened in our community 2 weeks ago. 13 were killed in those floodwaters, and many of them in this area that you see right here behind me, Bidle Creek near Parent Bidle and Loop 410. Now, on June 9th, crews cleared out the drainage culverts near Vicar Drive, where 11 people were swept away and killed, and a 12th person died upstream, and a 13th person was swept away in Leon Creek near Callahan and Highway 90. The city has now hired engineering firm Kleinfelder Inc. to investigate what went wrong. City Manager Eric Walsh says that we should see preliminary findings within a month, and the San Antonio River Authority is conducting its own review.
Medina Valley ISD is giving all district employees a pay raise starting July 1st. The school board's unanimous decision is a move to comply with a new state law. The legislation made it mandatory for districts to enhance teacher compensation statewide. For Medina Valley teachers, salary increases range between $2,000 and more than $5,000, depending on experience. Paraprofessionals and clerical staffers will see $1 more per hour. School administrators will get an increase similar to teachers, plus a 3% midpoint raise. District administrators get a 3% midpoint raise as well. All right, now to a consumer alert. As every parent wants their baby to sleep safely, some popular products could be putting infants in danger. Experts say now is the time for parents to stay alert as federal safety agencies face unprecedented changes and major staffing and budget cuts. From banned drop side cribs and crib bumper pads to deadly incline sleepers, baby sleep products have a long history of recalls by the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Parents count on the CPSC to set safety standards, get dangerous products like incline sleepers and padded crib bumpers off the market, and hold companies accountable for wrongdoing.
But with recent proposals to eliminate the agency, there's concern that important safety issues will slip through the crack. Most recently, Consumer Reports found that the popular Halo Bassinest Flex portable bassinet, which uses a cantilevered structure, tends to tilt to one side instead of staying flat. In online reviews and incident reports, numerous parents have warned that when you place a baby inside the bassinet, the surface tilts, sloping toward the unsupported side. CR's safety tests confirm what parents were seeing. When a weight is placed inside, the sleep surface is not flat.
A bassinet that tilts can be dangerous if a baby rolls into a corner or ends up face down.
The Halo Bassinest Flex portable bassinet has yet to be recalled.
If the CPSC is eliminated and product safety standards aren't enforced, consumers will be left to navigate a more dangerous marketplace with less oversight.
The American Academy of Pediatrics Safe Sleep Guidelines are clear. The safest sleep setup for infants is placing a baby alone on a flat, firm surface with no pillows, blankets, bumpers, or inclined positioning. Top-rated bassinets in CR's test include the Maxi Cosi Iora Bedside Bassinet and the Chico Lulago Anywhere Bassinet. CR's testers evaluate bassinets for safety, convenience, and ease of assembly. CR's experts regularly test cribs in their labs for safety and construction.
Okay, outside with live cam. It is mostly cloudy this morning, pretty warm here, but boy, it was really hot yesterday across the Northeast. We got record temperatures. I'm going to show you some of the numbers. You won't believe just how hot it got in places like Philadelphia and New York City yesterday. That's coming up.
A mural to look at before the draft pick tonight. Why the artist is optimistic about his painting and what the owner of the restaurant thinks.
And students in San Antonio are putting in the work to change how other teens deal with their mental health. We're going to hear the methods one student learned through a local program coming up.
Coming up on 541 right now, taking a quick look at Drive Cam. Alex Gomez is headed out to a crash on the west side of town over by Culebra and Ingram Roads. We're going to give you the very latest coming up after the break.
Welcome back. It is 544. We got a group of teens who are more prepared and educated on mental health than some of us adults. It's all thanks to the National Alliance of Mental Health Illness of Greater San Antonio, also known as NAMI, and they picked a local school to take their Teen Mental Health Champions program. So the teens have about an hour each week for about 8 weeks where they talk about different topics like healthy relationships, cyber safety, and more. The latest students to be certified Teen Mental Health Champions was La Soya Middle School at Southside ISD. About 60 teens completed the course. And of course, we had a chance to talk to one of those teens. His name was Daniel Moore. He tells us that he's aware about mental health challenges because of situations in his family, but the program helped deepen his own self-care, like learning methods to deal with stress that comes with school and sports.
There's certain methods to how we learn how to deal with stress and anxiety. Like, just it could easily just go by taking a walk or listening to your favorite song, or start from square one to just listening to music, you know, cleaning the house, doing your chores, so you're not so stressed up. Just forget about all of it and then take a walk, do something that calms you down.
Drive it in. Now, NAMI of San Antonio has ongoing programs that help people and families who need that mental health support. In the next hour, you're going to talk a little bit more about with Daniel to hear more about how the program changed his view and those around him.
How do you feel about it?
All right, good on those young men speaking out there on that important topic. Well, San Antonio loves themselves the Spurs, and we also love a good mural. And we have another one for fans to check out before tonight's NBA draft. Check out this artwork right here. Barring some crazy trade, this is a new mural of soon-to-be Spur Dylan Harper. Let's check this out. It is at the Rudy Seafood on the south side, where murals of Spurs legends are definitely nothing new. Artist Nick Soup finished the painting last night. Again, the Spurs have not officially even drafted Dylan Harper. Now, Nick admits that this is a bit of a gamble, but he wanted to get ahead of the game.
We got the draft, tomorrow? I'm not gonna lie, a bit nervous about this one. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I said, not gonna lie. All right, restaurant owner Roland Ramirez has several murals on his walls, and he also feels that this is a done deal for the former Rutgers star.
I've been hearing a lot of that, but I think we're actually going to get him, though. He can't take it out a gorgeous picture like that one.
Okay, so again, the Spurs have the number 2 and 14 overall picks in tonight's NBA draft, but Harper has been reported to be the Spurs' top target for weeks now, and I hope that's the case for the folks out there at Rudy's. Some awesome murals and artwork.
I will say that even if that is a gamble, it's no better artwork than Soup's. So just put it on there. That's just as long as he signed it, you're fine. Like, I would put a random player up there just and I would keep it. So he's that good.
Yeah, he is uber talented. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do with the 14th pick? You think we'll trade it?
We're going to trade it. Yeah. I don't think we need another young player on this team, personally, but we'll see.
Well, we do have some young talent. I feel good about it. We're going to shock the world this year.
Yay.
Yes.
Stay healthy. Just stay healthy.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Let's go up to the Northeast, guys. It was quite a day up there. You know, we talked about this yesterday. We're used to the heat here, the heat high. They're not so used to it up there in the Northeast. These were record highs yesterday. Washington, 99. New York City, 102. And that does not factor in the humidity. I mean, these numbers are incredible. Philadelphia, 101. Boston, all-time high June temperature, 102 there. They were baking yesterday, and there were lots of issues up and down the East Coast, even inland, Columbus, Charleston, Pittsburgh, Detroit at 95. All these places were hotter than San Antonio. You just don't see that very often. the heat will start to subside there. And we're going to start to take on some of that heat as we get into next week. Right now, though, it's just humid. We've got a lot of clouds out there. Temperature sitting at 76 in San Antonio, 72 New Braunfels, 72 Boerne, 76 at Stinson. Southeasterly wind at about 5. Winds are generally pretty light. They'll pick up some this afternoon. And authority radars we've been showing you, most of the showers and storms are along the immediate coast. But this energy does work inland. Later this afternoon. It's going to look a lot like yesterday. You're going to see the authority radar kind of play out in the same fashion, although it will still be very random as to who gets rain and who does not. You look at the rain chances this afternoon, I'd put them at about 30%. Like yesterday, the further north and west you go, the lower those odds will be to get some rain. And if you're along the coast, you got a pretty good shot at it. 10% chance of rain this morning. We'll bring that up to 20% chance at 1 o'clock, 89. And then we'll be up around 92 today with that 30% chance during the afternoon hours, roughly 2 to 7 p.m. So in theory, this could affect your evening commute. But again, it will be spotty, so not everyone will have to deal with it. Hey, down in the Pacific, we still have an area here where we think there will be some decent chance of development. In fact, we do think there will be a tropical storm developing here in the next couple of days. It would be Flossie. And sometimes these can have an effect on our forecast in the sense that some moisture gets pulled up. In this case, not so much. This moisture will get pulled north, but more in the monsoonal areas like Arizona and out towards New Mexico and El Paso. But the immediate concern is right here along the western coast of Mexico, a place that got hit hard by Eric. They're going to get a lot more rain here in the next few days, so more flooding concerns in places like Acapulco going forward. Over the next couple of days. All right, extended forecast for us. 20% chance of rain tomorrow. I think rain chances fall off a little bit Friday before picking back up on Saturday as we get another good push of some Gulf moisture. 20% chance Sunday. So the weekend you may be dodging a few showers. But I think next week starting to trend drier and starting to trend hotter. We had the discussion about 100-degree days. Whoa, we could see a few next week. That includes for July 4th, so we'll keep you posted there. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning. What is the state vegetable of Texas? Is it the heirloom tomato, the chili pepper, the sweet onion, or spinach? Right now, sweet onion's getting a lot of the votes. You can go to ksat.com/polls, scan the QR code, brought to you by Capital Farm Credit, and we're going to give you that answer here in about 1 hour. Don't cheat. Don't Google.
I'm not.
Okay.
See, if the movie Holes was made in Texas, I would know the answer. But that's not the case, so I don't. I got to keep guessing. All right, let's go see how the roadways look right now.
Oh, wow. That is Holes with Shia LaBeouf?
Yes, you know
Yeah.
the vegetable,
right there.
the vegetable that saved their lives. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh boy. Okay. 410 and Culebra Road. It looks like traffic is starting to clear out right here for our drivers on the west side of town. Earlier we mentioned that Alex was headed out there. Look at that. I think they're watching us right now at TransSky because they literally zoomed out to kind of give us a better view of what's going on there on the west side of town. So good news there because earlier we had at least one main lane that was blocked for all of our drivers that were headed up 410 past Culebra Road over by Ingram and Holmes High School. But it looks like we are good to go there. You see that traffic is moving pretty good for the most part through the west side right now along 410. All right, not the situation here on 35. So 35 going north here at Topper Wine, seeing some major delays for our folks. Also southbound traffic a little bit further up. This is Selma coming down from Evans Road. So I wanted to kind of expand out just a little bit more here and show some potential alternate routes. So if you're coming down south on 35, you could exit FM 3009. That's Roy Richard Drive. That'll get you to FM 78. Now, unfortunately, that's the Schertz area. You're already kind of getting a little bit further out, but you could take Pat Booker and make your way all the way back to 1604. Also, on this side of town, you could take 3009 and get onto Nacogdoches and also Lookout Road to get onto 1604. So a couple different options there. Not the greatest. Hopefully they clear out this construction here over the next hour or so. Let's go to Alex Gomez right now in Drive Cam for us on this hump day. Alex, what's up, man, on the roads?
Yeah, good morning, RJ, and happy Wednesday. I just passed that area on the west side near Holmes High School, and that area has cleared. So no more flashing lights, and they just got out of the way about a minute ago. So just be prepared for any residual leftover backup, but there's none of that right now. So I'm continuing driving 410 near Babcock Road, and so far the west side looks good. I was on 151, even on Highway 90, and it's all clear on that side of town, RJ.
Okay, thank you for that update, Alex, for our drivers on the west side. Guys.
5:53 right now, 78 degrees outside.
So our usual firework bans have been lifted in some areas after the recent rain. What to know if you are planning on celebrating for the 4th of July?
Be able to celebrate America, and fireworks is one of those things that everybody loves.
America's birthday is just around the corner, and that means fireworks season is here. Fireworks stands are opening their doors, and this year the celebration regulations are a little different. Listen up. Setting off fireworks in city limits is illegal, but the recent rain just left us soaked for days. The usual drought-related bans on certain fireworks have been lifted in most counties in our area, and that means items like that beloved bottle rocket, those are back on the market.
So speaking of 4th of July, there's a big celebration happening over at Woodlawn Lake Park. The HEB 4th of July celebration will kick off at 8 a.m. on the 4th and then wrap up around 9:30 p.m. It is a free event with music, games, food, and drinks, and of course fireworks and that onion eating contest we heard about earlier. You can read more about it right now at KSAT.com.
All right, 5:57 right now. We're looking at 76 degrees outside.
The FBI shifting away from deportations and now focusing on counterterrorism. How the FBI plans to do this following the recent airstrikes in Iran.